Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure it is to have you live and in charge for the best dirt series on Monday nights right here for Chop Shop Racing Series. Geomax Dirt Outlaws Week 19, getting ready to open up the floodgates and travel on over to virtual Weedsport here for the iRacing platform, iRacing.com. It is absolutely legendary racing. It's all courtesy of all of you tonight. Here it is, your race information for week 19. Bala status, B&B Music, Admin Box, Track Racer, and of course, each and every one of you out there giving us a big ol' how are you doing? Make sure you keep the chats lively. I want to hear you all out there. ChopShopRacing.f, you want to be part of the Chop Shop Racing Series. Week 19 gives us the a third of a mile length track here for Weedsport. And I tell you what, it is a very awkwardly shaped track, very short straightaway, long corners, and very different apexes when it comes to how turn 1, turn 2 present themselves. 3 and 4, pretty traditional, but it is a completely different racetrack than we're used to seeing right now at qualifying. 99 degrees on the track temperature, and that's pretty hot. It's pretty spicy for this racetrack, and it's gonna be insane to see. 15 lap heat, 6 transfer to the main, 20 lap B main coming up in a 30 lap feature. 20 drivers total, 1 fast repair they're going to be able to use in either session. Caution laps do not count, of course. 72 degrees on the air temperature, 35% humidity, clear skies with a 9-mile-an-hour wind. And that is how they're going to shape up today. It is an absolute blast to see the drivers getting out here and putting in the effort and laying down the track times. Thank you to everybody for being out there, of course, and always. But when it comes to Geomax, Geomax is a geotechnical drilling soil solution company out there in the Sanger, Texas area. I encourage you to go check them out on their Facebook page, where you can find them by giving them a visit. 6962 Odom Rd Sanger, Texas. If you want to punch that in the old GPS, you give a call, 940-736-7720. Again, Geomax is a geotechnical drilling and soil sampling company that mainly tests soils for new homes and investigative work around the Texas and southern U.S. But they will travel to you, and they will take care of everything that you have going on. Again, check them out on their social media. Make sure you check them out and give them a call. You can't ask for a better company to represent a dirt stream on iRacing than somebody who plays in the dirt every day. Drivers going to be out there qualifying, getting a little bit extra practice laps in, and seeing what they can throw down when it comes to the times. But here's your points and how they shake out. 40-point difference between first and second here between Matthew Croakey and Corey Bodinot. Both drivers maxing out the wins here. They do have 7 wins apiece. Nick Klosterman sits third in points, 1 point above Brian Warner Jr. Connor Hazel is 7 points off. So one bad race from anybody can shake up the top 5 when it comes to who's going to be finishing in third and those top 2. So we're going to see if Corey Bodinot can get himself a victory here today, take over those most wins, but more importantly, it's going to have to really buckle down over the next 3 races, because including this race, there are only 3 left to crown a Geomax champion here for the Chop Shop Racing Series. Second dirt season that we've been able to call, and an awesome opportunity for us to have always be able to be a part of those things. So we appreciate being a mini first with the Chop Shop Racing Series, but more importantly, we appreciate the fact that we've seen a lot of dirt racing this season. And the top 10 in points show Mark Retchen right there, just trailing 7 points off of Robert Church. There's a lot that can be shaken up here as far as points go. Falcon Smith 8 off as well. Gary Mansberger, Stryker holding 16-point deficit between each other. A lot can happen in the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be interesting to see where it shakes up, where it goes from, and exactly where it can be. So it's going to be fun. We do have some driver cams tonight. Actually, we have one driver cam tonight. It's going to be Brad Dove. He is going to be giving us, hi, how are you kind of situation. Does the missus have a new gaming chair back there? I'm digging it. There's Mr. Brad Dove. He's going to give you a big old wave out there. And are you getting her a simulator? I guess that's the big question. She's off to the side. Love it. All right, brother. But yeah, that's Brad Dove. He's going to be your driver cam tonight. That's presented by Beef Jerky Unlimited. Go to beefjerkyunlimited.com. Get yourself one of those $55 boxes shipped to your door. Because if you do, you're going to not be disappointed. I do love their products. I love everything that they do, from beef jerky chips to the beef jerky itself. Tommy DeLago wears many hats, but the number one he's most proud of, besides being a part of the NHRA, is having his locally owned and operated store up in Michigan. It is fresh to the farm, to your table, and we appreciate every bit of that. Thank you to Siler, Andrew, and Muslim Beck for giving us follows earlier. Thank you, Mr. Mandaroot, for giving us a big old like out there as well. Much love to you, sir. That's the Mandaroot Racing legend. Taking a search performance for being a part of Signature Esports and the Mandaroot Racing family. Go find Mandaroot Racing on Facebook and kick.com/Mandaroot Racing. Mark Horizon Fishing is the spiciest of fishermen. He is getting back on his feet after breaking his leg, so he's going to be back on the water soon, which means you can book him for a guided fishing tour by going to facebook.com/Dark Horizon Fishing. Chop Racing Series is one of the best in the business, and you're going to be able to check them out by going to chopchopracing.net. They do sponsor Signature Esports, and we appreciate every bit of that and everything that they have to offer when it comes to being one of the best leagues out there to this day. And we can always encourage ourselves to do better and be better, and that's part of that. NordVPN, of course, part of Signature Esports, and has been for almost a year now. And we appreciate everything that VPN services have. CNO Carpets came on board with Signature Esports last month. 757-536-5155. You want to be able to check them out. Make sure you go check them out if you're in the Virginia area, northern outer banks of North Carolina, or southern banks of North Carolina. Make sure you go check them out and get them taken care of. And of course, national TV sales and rental. We've been big proponents of those folks for a long time. Bo Donat gets the pole here for week 19 in heat race number 1. Brian Warner Jr., your outside pole sitter. Robert Church, Matthew Croak, you're going to make it road number 2. Strickland, Crownover, road number 3. Mansberger, Brad Dove are going to be there, road number 4. Falcon Smith, Nick Klosterman is going to be there, road number 5. Mark Retchen brings up the final driver here. 11 drivers tonight in this race, and we'll see what these drivers are going to be able to do. Timing is going to be everything. That track gets worn out during practice, and with the session state being as it is, it's going to be insane to see what these drivers do. Croaky leads in points coming into this week, and the Grand Forks driver is going to be ready to go. I'm doing well, sir. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. I know that you've been out and working hard. Much love to you, brother. I appreciate you being in the stream. Mr. Mandaroot Racing, he is the GOAT. He says I'm the GOAT, but he's the GOAT because he's just legendary. 15-lap heats, 20-lap mains, and then a 30-lap feature coming up here for Weedsport. It is dirt racing on Monday night. Tomorrow night, the Chop Racing Series back in action at Iowa in the truck series. We're going to be excited to see what these drivers can be able to do. Pace trucks in, and we're going. We're green. Big slide down to the corner. Here comes Church. Church slides for Warner Jr. 5 to the bottom. 5 all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. 34 leads lap 1. Straightaway is just a little bit past the halfway mark on the bottom of the racetrack. You're going to see Brian Warner Jr. A lot of drivers going to try to hook up on the bottom side. We'll see if they're going to be able to stay out of the throttle long enough to be able to get that car hooked up. But right now, Bowden out working the outside lane. 5 all the way to the bottom. 13 laps to go in heat race number 1. We're going to be full set and hell-bound into the corner. 15.37, fastest lap of the circuit. 2 all the way into the corner. Cruising speed for everybody. Mansberger had an issue early, but he is back up and running. He should be fine as no caution will come out here. 12, it'll be 11 laps to go this time by as Corey Bodnott leads the field up into the high side. He's going to be able to utilize that wall nice and easily. Caution comes out as Mark Retchen has an issue. Let's go, says Budgie Bird. Ooh, crown over. Retchen. I think Mark got into the corner. Oh, he did. He diamonded the corner, got up under the wall, and then that car did not want to not stick into the wall. So we'll see what Mansberger does here. A chance for him to come around, get back to pit road, get that thing worked on and fixed. It is dirt racing here You too, my friend. Thank you very much for being out there. That's the man, Rd Racing legend. We talk about him often. We talk about him pretty much every day. We appreciate Mr. Man Rd. He is a hard-working, not just driver, but he gets out there. He is a hard-working guy, and we want to make sure that he is all taken care of. Tyler Miller giving us a like out there. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you to all the warriors out there who subscribe each and every week. Thank you to all of our new subscribers on YouTube as well. Speaking of subscribers, if you haven't done so, go up there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a like. We have our live streams on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. So we appreciate everybody having the opportunity to be able to watch us on multiple platforms. We are working on getting ourselves a better stream for TikTok, because TikTok, I want TikTok to be specific and specifically looking. So that's what we're going to be working on when it comes to TikTok. So we'll take care of that as it would be. 34 drags the brake on the 57 here. The 2 will be there to the inside. You cannot pass the leader here, as you'll see Boda not slow up for the pace truck. Pace truck's going to be going off of turn 4 on a pit road. We'll see if the 34 is going to leverage it. He is going to leverage it. Gets an early restart here. 57-5, side by side out of the corner. 2 to the bottom side. 57 up on the high side. It's going to be 3 wide on corner exit. Back to 2x2. 5 slips the corner. 88 to the bottom. Grokey digs the corner. It's going to be up into the middle mix. 2x2 here for Weedsport. Thank you, sir. You're the best. It's because of folks like you I can do what I do here. So thank you very much. 5 to the bottom. 2 up on the high side. Slider for the 5. 2 trying to make a little bit more of this ground work for in his advantage. Bodnot's got a 1.1 second lead here coming out of the back straightaway. Grokey goes back a spot here as Brian Warner Jr. slips the sleeve. Going to be rolling all the way to the bottom. 5 still carrying. He has about 2/10 of a second, a lap better that last time by. Runs his fastest lap of the race. So does Brian Warner Jr. 15.6s as the corner works. Here comes Corey Bodinot, has a little bit of lap traffic in front of him. His nose is going to be full, and you're going to see a little bit happening here. Every position's going to matter. Down to the bottom side, Mansberger's the driver in front of him. You see over the head cam here as Bodinot goes to work. The TV2 cam was 7 laps ago. It'll be 6th this time by Brian Warner Jr. to the bottom. Battle for second between 3, 5, 57, 2, 2. Slides outside line corner as they work. Static cams, mixed cams, everybody looking for speed here is Grokey to the outside. Warner Jr. on the bottom. Caution comes out with 5 laps to go. We are on with the Dirt Racing Legends, as Bodinot is still your race leader. We'll see what the driver's going to be able to do here, trying to time a restart, single file restart coming up, as they are under 10 laps to go here in the first heat race. So you're waiting. There's that pace truck. Gotta wait for that pace truck. If you don't wait for the pace truck, you can get a black flag here on the iRacing platform. It is Dirt Racing Geomax Dirt Outlaw Series. Again, thank you to Geomax and the Chop Chop Racing family. Make sure that you go to adminbox of 2x's.com. Again, ADMINBOXX. That's Alpha Delta Mike India November Bravo Oscar X-ray.com. Use promo code CHOP10. You're going to save 10% on an admin box if you have a race controller out there that needs it. And you're a league looking for it. I encourage you to get out there and make sure that you take care of them. Geomax Dirt Outlaw Series is going to be coming to a close here in the next 2 weeks. Sorry, the next 3 weeks, not including today. It has been an absolute blast of a season to be able to watch the battle between the 34 and the 2 and the rest of the field, finding their groove, getting better each and every week. They've been alternating series between the Pro Late models and the sprint cars out there. So it's been an absolute, it's a different kind of series to call, but it doesn't waver to one manufacturer at all. Budgie loves herself some dirt racing. I love it too. Hey, we got a double file restart. I thought it was going to be a single file being under 10 laps to go. Where we're going, we're green. Grokey, big sand into the corner. Slides the bottom side. Can he close in? About not here with just 5 laps to go. High line run for the 2. Restart goes to the advantage of the 34. As you'll see, the drivers carried turn 3 and 4. onto the front straightaway. 4 laps to go. Bodinot, Croaky way up the racetrack's going to try to find the grip up where he can. Right now, 3 wide again. Brian Warner Jr. to the bottom side. 26 of Klosterman to the outside. Here comes the 88 of Michael Strickland up 5 spots gain for Nick Klosterman. As you'll see him 3 by 3 again. 26, 88 side by side. 57 trying to rip the corner. 1.2 second lead. All the advantage that these drivers had trying to close down to the distance to Bodinot. All erased with a caution. As now Bodinot carries the 1.2 second lead out of the corner. Straight away, it's going to go to the advantage of Croaky. But now, as the corner progresses, Bodinot is going to take the white flag. Final lap in heat race number 1. Bodinot, Croaky, Church is going to be your 3rd driver here. Last final stint for Klosterman. He's going to be digging down to the bottom. 57 will be side by side, but Corey Bodinot gets the victory here in heat race number 1. Croaky's going to be 2nd, Church 3rd. Strickland, Warner Jr., Klosterman, your 6 drivers. Moving on over to the feature. The rest of it to come out. They're going to run us a few extra laps and get that main out of the way, and that will look as such. Brad Dove, Falcon Smith, Anthony Crowner, Gary Mansberger, and Mark Retchen in that order are going to be lining up and getting out there and running some extra laps. Look at the dirt on this racetrack. It is pretty much gummed up and rubbered up. That's something that you got to see. It is something that iRacing does very well when it comes to trying to give you the dynamic look. Right now, the haze and the fog on this dirt track still holding on as the sunset skies continue to push. You love the heat of this racetrack. It is a hot racetrack. It really is. Currently right now, the track temperature is still sitting at a balmy 98 degrees. Let's take a look one more time. Actually, it might update for me again if we click that button, and we'll take a look in a second. What these drivers going to be doing. Yep. Where's it at? Oh, weather. There it is. Actually, I take that back. It has dropped. It was 98 degrees. It just dropped to 58. See, I told you it was going to refresh. There it is. It refreshed 58 degrees on the track temperature. It was 99 degrees at qualifying, and it kind of knew it was going to have an opportunity to change there, but we'll see what's going to happen here. 15 lap heat instead of a 20 lap heat. Do apologize out there. 15 lap main instead of a 20 lap main. I do apologize about that on my end because I was incorrect and didn't read something correctly there, so that's on me. And we're going to be ready to go. Weedsport here for the Geomax Dirt Outlaw Series. The B-Main, the LSDQ, the qualifier, the whatever you want to call it. It'll be Dove, Falcon Smith, green flag. Into the corner, Brad Dove. Anthony Crownover trying to close the distance. There's a big jumbled up mess right there, but they're going to get it all straightened out. That's what they need. Brad Dove out front of the drivers as we go. 14 laps to go. Dove, Smith, Crownover. Having to wheel that thing around, trying to be as clean as possible as Falcon Smith carries the corner. Falcon Smith, 3,020 on the iRating. Anthony Crownover, 1381. Mansberger, 1909. Brad Dove carrying the corner, 1322. The B-Class driver still digs as he would roll. That's what he sees. Here's what we see. He's still rolling to the bottom side. Mansberger, Crownover, everybody having, caution's going to come out here, but Gary Mansberger having that first issue. He's going to jump to pit road as they'll wait for the pace truck. Let's go see what happened. Here's the 86. Into the corner. I think he went to get into the corner here. Out of the throttle. Oh, 15 nowhere to go. Oh. 15 was just trying to stay out of that one. Mansberger's going to reset. Sometimes it's just more simple to do so. Brad Dove, your race leader. And it'll be Falcon Smith, Anthony Crownover, Gary Mansberger, Wesley Strait on the corner. The 89 might just be out there to run a little bit later. So thank you to everybody being out there. Appreciate you. The Penguin, the legendary Mr. OTR _Penguin on the old Twitch channel. If you haven't checked him out, I know he's been working out a lot lately, but He is the legendary RC for tonight's race, but on top of all of that, he's just a legend in the making. I swear to everything holy, he and I are going to have to, like, go to TwitchCon at some point and do our thing. Brad's going to have to play catch up here. Lights are going to be off on the pace truck. We'll see if you're going to be able to catch up here. Brad Dove is technically your race leader here. That incident point, you don't want it. Pace truck's going to dive in out of 4 here. We're going to see what the green flag racing can handle itself. Pace truck's in. Full send. Green flag. Dove with a restart. Falcon Smith is going to be second. Here comes Mark Retchen. Falcon had a little blink there a little bit, so we're going to hold on to that. 15 to the outside. You got to hold that throttle. 15 up on the wall. 76 to the bottom side. Good slider coming from Retchen. Retchen still hooked up on the bottom. Going to be able to carry the throttle on the corner exit. It's around Falcon Smith on the outside. It looked like he was going to. 76 stands on it, though, as a 15 is going to be there. 76-15. Great save by both drivers. They get a little connection there. They're fine. Falcon holding off to Mark Retchen here. Brad Dove out front. Runs to the line. Trying to work down to the bottom side as they would continue to push. Falcon Smith in second. Here comes Mark Retchen. Mansberger back out there trying to get a few of those laps back. He's got a lap to go, but he's going to be 9 laps to go. Able to carry the corner. Should be able to get himself some speed here. Falcon Smith down to the bottom side. Dove down to deliver a defense. 76. Oh, baby, hold on to it. Mark Retchen went to the bottom side, carried a lot of speed. Falcon Smith was standing on it as they would work. Mansberger, one of the fastest drivers out there right now, ran his fastest lap of the race, 15.97. Half second right now this last time by than the drivers ahead of him. 16.28 would be that number. 25.034. They're running. Get the double lot on Falcon Smith's car. 25 to the bottom side. 0.34 to the outside. 25 up the block. 0.34 to the bottom. This is racing at its best. You might see 5 drivers out there, but those 5 drivers are all putting in the effort. Right now, Weedsport giving it the dirt action it deserves. 4 to be made. 25, rip roars to the bottom. 25 to the bottom side, still full send. Falcon Smith still trying to carry the corner, trying to find a way around the 25. Just needs to run the lap, so he'll be fine. Dove up into the corner. Ends up finding the 76, carrying Mark Retchen on the move. Trying to find a way himself around Falcon Smith. We're going to be 3 laps to go this time by 76.034. You don't want to be looking to the rearview mirror. You just want to be staring out ahead as this battle for second starts to heat up. 3 laps to go here at Weedsport Geomax Dirt Outlaw Series. Chop Shop Racing putting on one of the best leagues that they've had when it comes to short track racing. It's going to be the dirt track. I love the super late series that they had on Sundays. I tell you what, I'm a big fan of what they've been doing with dirt. 2 laps to go. Crowd over in 4th. Brad Dove comes back around. White flag waves. Final lap of the B main as Geomax Dirt Outlaws Weedsport starts to continue to push all of the boundaries, and the boundaries have been lifted. 25 carries the corner. Going to win this one. Holds off Falcon Smith and Mark Retchen, who were closing in the distance there toward the end. Crowd over will finish 4th. Mansberger will be 5th. Wesley Street on the tail end of that one as the 25 gets it. Penguin is one that Penguin's the one that got you in watching iRacing. Well, good. He's a legend. He is. Penguin is a legend. So, because of that. Yeah. Bam! Go follow him. We love it. All right, they're going to do their thing, and I'll be right back.
You stole my heart of gold.
Who'd have thought it? We'd see a rainbow inside a dirt track. That's what it looked like on my point of view. It's right there. I see it. Top right of your screen there. Little rainbow action here. Weedsport. Dirt is magical at its own point, right? That's the way I see it. This is coming down to the wire. Third from last race of the season. Weedsport Geomax Dirt Outlaws series here for the Chop Shop Racing series. What a great time to be alive when it comes to dirt track racing here. 30 lap feature. And here is that starting grid. Corey Bodenot gets the victory, and he raced number one and just earns the right to be your pole sitter here for week 19 in the feature. Croaky, current points leader for the Geomax Dirt Outlaws series, sits outside pole, and they will no doubt have the battle for the ages. Church, Strickland are going to make up row number 2. Brian Warner Jr., Nick Klosterman are going to be there in row number 3. Brad Dove, Falcon Smith side by side in row number 4. Retchen, Crownover, Mansberger, and I believe Wesley Strait might be sitting this one out. And what an insane day tonight's going to be. It is dirt track racing, pro late model action, Weedsport, iRacing.com, the platform for sim racing, here live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and X. Signature Esports on all the platforms. Make sure you reach up, hit that like button, goes a long way to support stream and takes care of these drivers and all of our sponsors and everything that is taken care of here. Again, thank you to the Geomax for getting out there and taking care of this series and this session. Matt Rude, thank you for all of the stuff that you have done. Appreciate you very much for being absolutely legendary. Geomax 940-736-7720. Make sure that if you need your foundation's checked or the soil below it, I encourage you to go do it, especially for new constructions or for somebody who is out there that needs to make sure that they can be solid in their purchase. I encourage you to hire a company like Geomax. They do tests for soils for new homes and investigative work around the Texas and Southern U.S. Make sure you check them out. Go to shopshopracing.net if you want to be a part of the Chop Shop Racing series. These drivers are ready to go. I'm ready to go. 30 laps. Insanity. Bodenot, Roki. 3 races before we crown a champion, and we're green. 2 to the bottom. Trying to slide for Church. Church to the bottom side. Robert Church called the race with us on Saturday. It was enjoyable to have him in the broadcast booth, and he is out there wheeling today. Trying to dig that corner. 5 to the bottom side. 2 up into the middle lane. Up near the wall. 88 riding the wall, trying to hold on. This thing carries a lot of power, but not quite what those super lates do. 57 slides the 88. These two bumper-to-bumper action here for 5th. Brian Warner Jr. holds on to 4th. It's going to be up 1. Down to the bottom side is 26 of Klosterman. You see Stryker up, right rear up on the wall. 15-7 sets your race leader. Half second the distance between he and Croaky. Croaky going to take 1 away from the pro late model specialist here. That's going to be Corey Bodenot. Bodenot runs a 15.75, but Croaky says, I'll see your 15.75 and give you a 15.74. Church rolls the bottom side, still carrying the bottom lane on corner exit. Here comes Brian Warner Jr. Driver still putting in the effort, still putting in the time. The slides, the effort, everything that you can see. Croaky trying to go for the lead, maybe under the different lines. Side-by-side action here for right here. I was going to say the 76 was side-by-side for a moment there. Croaky, fastest lap of the race, 15.72 to the bottom side. Trying to slide the corner all the way down to the bottom. Trying to clear the bottom side. Croaky within a 10th. Back to 0.3 of a second. And Bodenot runs the bottom side as well. Carries all the way to the high side. Croaky all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. These drivers pushing. We're going to rock this corner. Oh, 2 up to the 34. That's a Bodenot move. Bodenot might return the favor. That's exactly what I see. Caution comes out. Mark Retchen involved. And we'll see how iRacing scores this one across the race line. Corey Bodenot might show a little displeasure here. That was a slider that I would have said probably shouldn't have put it there. Here's what happened to the 76 here. Mark Retchen got down to the bottom side here. Oh, Klosterman got to the wall, checked up the race line. 76 gets sideways. Brad Dove and Mansberger getting into each other back here as well. Here's how that worked. Dove and Mansberger trying to hold on to their spots. Mansberger, pops the wall. Oh, Dove tried to break. Mansberger gets into him a little bit. We'll see how this one's scored. And Kroki is going to be scored your race leader here. In this race, caution laps do not count. No, sir, they do not. Corey's going to race him harder. If you thought this race was interesting before, it's going to be more interesting now as it would work. That's why you see the tickers changing and you're seeing the relative cycle through. That is the scoring loop for iRacing. And I do believe that Kroki had the lead for a split second before the caution came out. Man, oh man. How about that entertainment value? The 2, the 34, the 57, the 5, 2688, ready to rock and roll. Drivers are hooked up. They're ready to go. We'll see if Kroki can hold off Bodnot. 5. Good restart with the 2. 2's going to send the corner. 34 to the back bumper is going to get him up and around. 34, 5. They're going to be shaken loose. And this race has just changed the dynamic. 34 to push the bottom. 2 up on the high side. It's going to try to run away from the 34. 5 of Robert Church in here. Bodnot is going to be driving like that. I'm going to call it. He's going to be driving like a PO teenager because I would. Kroki slid him into the corner. Right now, Bodnot's going to be trying to go door to door with him. The aggression level has turned up. The race is on. Bodnot gets into the 2, turns him around. And that right there, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Kroki got turned around here. He's going to be at the tail end of the field. Drops to the back. After that is all said and done. The Bodnot, your race leader. And that will no doubt give him the OL. You believe for the contact there. So that'll put Robert Church as your race leader here. Well, that'll put Kroki and Bodnot side by side here for the restart. Church, Warner Jr., Klosterman, Strickland. This race just kind of got interesting. Not just kind of, it's been interesting. It's been a race. Not the things that you want to see, but still the things that make this thing entertaining. That's for darn sure. That's some racing. That's some racing you'd see on your local dirt track. 5:57, 26:88. You're ready to go. Green. Oh wait, 5 jacks them all up. Whoa! Church gooses them. 26 slides to 5-7. Klosterman to the bottom side. Church out front. Kroki, Bodnot to the back into the field. Wesley straight in the 89, working the corner. 25 goes around. Caution's going to come back out here as Corey Bodnot was on the tail end of that one. 25 up the race line. 34 was there. It was a whole lot of congestion. This Bode not caught up into that one too. Put a Wesley straight back here. Brad Dove trying to get turned back around. Dove's got some nose damage here. He should be ahead of the race, the pace truck here. He should be. Yeah, I was going to say they're waiting on the pace truck here. The drivers will go back around. The 25 is going to come to pit road. He's got to get his car fixed. So does the 34. Corey Bodinot. All those drivers working on it. There's Brian Warner Jr. here. I believe Robert Church is still your race leader. They're waiting for the pace truck to catch up here because of everything that was happening. There's Karina out there. Just get him Striker, bring home a win. Like to see it. Thank you for running the Powder Puff race with us. It was absolutely amazing to see you out there. You looked like you were having a good time and smiling. So thank you very much for running. We're going to do that again here very soon. You missed the Powder Puff race. It happened this past Friday. And some of the Chop Shop fam was out there running it. It was absolutely a blast. Definitely go check out those stream links. I'd encourage you to do it. You can see Karina on the driver cams. You can check out all of the misses and the young iRacers who don't have the opportunity to get out the race. They took over the simulators for all of the drivers that we normally call for and made a show for it. All right. Tempers are around on the racetrack. We're going. We're green. Striker to the back bumper to the 26 to the outside. Strickland on the corner up on the high side as the 86 of Mansberger rolls. 57 to the bottom. 88 rips the wall. And here they go. Brokey trying to find another spot. Has 34 to the bottom side. 34 digs the corner. 2 up on the bottom. Down below the 76. Church out front. Brian Warner Jr. holding on to second. Here comes Nick Klosterman. 17 laps to go. 88 until 57 goes around from Klosterman. And they all get collected. Croakey goes around. He gets collected here. Man, oh man. If they didn't need a caution, they're getting them. Man. They're tearing the ever-living snot out of these cars. Brian Warner Jr. caught up into that. 86 has to come to pit road. Let's take a look and see what happened. 57 right here. 57 slides the corner here. The good slider. Oh, 26 down to the middle lane. Gets him sideways. Croakey gets wrapped up. And the driver's just trying to themselves working. 57 drives over the top of the 2. Wretched was involved in it. Let's take a look here. Wretched did a great job. Nice job, Mark. Croakey in it twice here. All right, they're going to do it again. Brian Warner Jr. to pit road. He trying to get that thing worked on. Oh, did he have to tow? He did. He had to tow. So that's some points he's going to be losing. Church ready. We're green. Nick Klosterman to the bottom side. Strickland is second. High side for the 5. 88 to the bottom side. Corey Bowden not trying to distance himself from Croakey. Back up to 6th is Croakey. Brian Warner Jr. back in is going to be back out trying to get some of those laps back. Mansberger leaving pit road. There's Brian Warner Jr. Caution comes out again. Tony, thank you for the like, sir. Paul, thank you very much. Says, let's go. Thank you, Paul, for the like as well. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you, dear. And I think that had to do with everything with pit exit. Church, Strickland, Klosterman, Bodenot. Mark Retchen's going to be in fifth here. Croaky will restart outside one of these lanes. We'll see. As Bodenot will be right in front of him. Brad Dove, the next last driver in the lead lap's going to be Wesley Strait. Anthony Crownover completing his. Brad Dove's on the lead lap. Take that back. Brian Warner Jr.'s one lap down. Ian Mansberger are battling for a spot. Head to toe early. Halfway through this one, 5 cautions. And such a great run in the early going of this. We'll have to see how the 5 of Church tries to hold off this field. 526 on the inside. 76 is going to be there as well. 34 to the 2 behind the 88 on the outside. Church, Strickland, Klosterman, Bowden, Knott, Retchen, Croaky, Smith, Strait, Dove, Crownover. Green flag. Great restart for Church again. Klosterman, Bodenot, Klosterman to that second lane, Strickland to the high side. Klosterman trying to hold off, gets that second lane, is going to drive up 34 to the outside. Klosterman, Bodenot, dig the corner. Brian Warner Jr. and Brad Dove involved. Brian Warner Jr. having a jump to pit road again. Church out front. Strickland to Bodenot. Here comes Croaky to the bottom. Trying to carry more speed. 12 laps to go this time by. Strickland trying to hold on. Strickland in front of Corey Bodenot. Klosterman to Retchen. Klosterman, Retchen, Croaky trying to stay out of the drivers. These two right here, side by side battle for fourth. You see Croaky to the bottom. Retchen gets around. 12. Will be 11 laps to go. Sorry about that. Church still on the high side. Bodenot 1.5 back. Strickland closing a little bit each lap down on the bottom side. Both drivers go. 88 carries a quarter out on the outside. 34 on the rock. Drop in second, middle lane. 144. Retchen, Croaky, Klosterman. Croaky, Klosterman still digging. Croaky to the outside. Falcon Smith trying to slide the corner. 2 to the outside. Big battle back here. Crownover gets another spot here as well. Falcon Smith in the 034 down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Wesley Strait trying to dig. Churchy out front, half second the distance here as Brad Dove in tow. 8 laps to go this time by. Church 6/10 of a second. This track is drying out. Worse than the Sahara in the middle of July. 6/10 of a second lead. Weedsport is a tough racetrack. I think it's a great racetrack for the racing we've had. 25 gets him to the wall again. Dove to the outside. Stryker trying to slide the corner. Down to the bottom he goes. 25 back to the outside. 88. Here comes the 34. Mark Retchen's going to be in fourth. Retchen to the back bumper. Can he get to the back bumper? That's one of the biggest things we're seeing. And how about the 25? Able to be slid by the 34. 88 to the outside. Oh! I tell you what, Corey Bodenot just slid Michael Strickland there. Stryker to the outside. Trying to dig back the corner. 5 laps to go. 34, mid lane, 88, clears. 4 laps to go. Churchy out front by 2.2 seconds. Strickland, Bodenot. Here comes Mark Retchen. Croaky back in 6th. Robert Church, 2.4 second difference here. Strickland back in 3rd. I'm sorry, back to 2nd. A lot of nose damage for the 88 here on the back straightaway. Up into the 88 he gets again. And no caution there 2 laps to go. Church out front. Can he see a white flag? Caution comes out. No. Man. Well, we will have a 1-lap shootout here. Wesley Straight had an issue on 27. This had nothing to do with it. He was fine. He jumps. He resets here. He gets to the bottom side of the racetrack and resets. Mark Retchen's right here. Brad Dove, Mark Retchen into each other. Tires come off. He goes Klosterman to the bottom side. Croaky was there as well. Brad Dove lost his right front tire, and the 76 had to steer him out of the way. And that's what brought out that caution right there. Man. Eight wheels to turn are better than 4. Well, we'll have a 1-lap shootout here. As Church did a great job to maintain after all the drama today. And it's been some drama. The cautions have really came at a disadvantage, with Bode not being able to reap the rewards of a couple here to find himself in second. 5, white flag, final lap. 34 got to the back bumper here. Here comes Klosterman. Strickland to the bottom side. Robert Church is going to lead and win. Gets his first victory in the series. Bodnot finishes second. Strickland in third. Klosterman, Croaky, 4th and 5th. As Church, with reason to celebrate, gets the win here. And what a celebration for the 5. Church gets the win. And here are those race results. Church, Bowden, Knott, Strickland, Klosterman, Croaky, your top 5. Falcon, Smith, Anthony Crowner, Gary Mansberger. The top 8 here, Dove and Retchen, your top 10. Wesley Straight, Brian Warner Jr. Brian Warner Jr. having early issues there. That's going to hurt his points in the race for third. Is going to need some wins here to be able to keep himself in the hunt inside the top 5. What a win for Church. For Bodnot, again, second. Michael Strickland, third. And a change of pace for the drivers. We're going to be talking to Churchy in just a moment, as soon as he's ready to hop in. Again, thank you to Geomax for putting on an exciting show. Thank you to Chop Shop Racing Series for giving us all the action each and every week. Phenomenal time. Phenomenal race, and just some of the best that you're going to be able to see. Robert Church comes home in victory lane, and what a race you had. Able to get the lead, able to hold on to it, and a lot happening tonight. And congratulations, first and foremost. You get a victory here in the Chop Shop Racing Series.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was well overdue. I was bound and determined to get one before the end of the season, and go figure, we got 2 races left and got one. So, yeah, really good race.
We watched all the drama unfold, and you had a great long green flag run happening. They were beating and banging on each other back there. You were inches away from a white flag, and the caution comes out. What did your heart say in that moment?
Well, when I figured out who was in second, back up from the back, had Corey back there, and I was just gonna fend it, man, and hope for the best, but Yeah, it had me nervous with Corey right behind me on, with one lap to go.
This one turned out to be, I want to call it a slobberknocker because I think that's it. I'm using old wrestling terms from back whenever I was a kid. This one was every bit of what weed sports should have been. Sherry out there, way to go, Mr. Church. Some love out there for you. Um, and Paul as well. Congrats to Church, of course. Um, man, I don't know. I don't know what to
Slick.
say. I bet it just looked like it was snot.
It was really slick. Yeah, I mean, a good effort by all the guys. We've been doing it ever since we started liking the racing and stuff. We've been just letting the track carry over, and I mean, yeah, we just let it carry over here. It was bad in qualifying, but we just let it carry over here, and you know, bunch of slide jobs and slick tracks makes for some good racing. So, I mean, good effort by all the guys, and yeah, yeah, finally got one, dude.
That's what matters. That's what matters. You got the victory here in the Geomax Dirt Outlaw Series, and now you got momentum moving on for the final 2 weeks of the series. Mr. Churchy, congratulations. I'm glad you got to do it with me. From calling a race to winning a race, that's a good weekend.
Yeah, I believe that would be my second Chop Shop Dirt win. I had one last year.
Last
Uh,
season.
yep. I can't remember where that was at. I'll think of it. Have to come back some other time and tell you. Yeah. I mean, great race, man. Great race by everybody, and you know, I just want to thank you for broadcasting. Of course, it's a lot of fun to watch your broadcast and everything, but it's even funner to do it with you. So, blessed to be able to do it with you on Saturday nights for the heart to heart. And maybe there's more in the future. Who knows? But shout out to all these guys in here that stuck around in the dirt league. Two more to go uh, this year, and then probably have about 3 or 4 weeks off, and do it all over again. And um, not sure if we're going to do something different this year, or if we're just going to move on up. But the original plan was to just move up, so that would be
410s
410s
and
and super late
supers.
models. So we'll see. We'll see. A lot of guys are interested in running some 358s. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
I
yeah,
I like the speed.
well, and that's what I've tried to tell everybody. We've ran the limited late models, we've ran the pros, and now we're going to move up to supers. Just keep moving our way up, and this makes for people getting better at racing them. Moving up that way. So um, yeah, just shout out to all the guys, and of course, shout out to my mom. She supports me a lot. Couldn't do this really without her. So um, yeah,
That's for you and your cousin. That's podiums for the weekend as well. That's pretty darn awesome. That's something to
yeah,
celebrate. That's awesome.
yeah. I forgot he got second. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe he needs to win one now, so I can come back and win another one. So I don't know. We'll see.
I like it. All right, Church man, congratulations. Happy to see you get one here. We'll see what that does for you in points.
I appreciate it, Jason.
That's Mr. Church comes home in victory lane. Let's talk to your P2 finisher who needed some points tonight. Got the heat win, and that's a big chunk of points there for you as well. Mr. Corey Bowden, not a lot of beating and banging tonight. Lot of touch and go moments. Able to work your way back through the field through some cautions there. Walk me through it, man.
Yeah, first off, I just wanted to drive Kirky a little bit harder than I've been doing all season long. You just got to start trying things. I, of course, didn't really mean to get into him. I was honestly just trying to bust his spoiler off, but I watched him get involved in at least 4 more wrecks, and he got involved in the one with Brian Warner there when he spun around. And all of his body panels are still intact. And I'm like, hold on now. This is completely opposite because my car, it was missing a whole left front bumper part, and I probably was missing a spoiler at some point when we all got involved in the same kind of wrecks.
I was watching. When I was looking at his car after Ryan ran over. Basically, it's like stepping on a big toe. Ran over the top of his car. He had some his front nose damage. I wasn't sure how well it was going to drive after that. About I don't know. What was the 15 caution? It was maybe shortly thereafter that. But man, I saw the slider from Koki early on, and I was like, oh, I know that Corey's going to run him harder, and I called it. I was like, and not like in a bad way, like in a, all right. Corey says, all right, if you're going to do that, we're going to race. And because normally you guys kind of like teeter it out, wait a little bit, and then really kind of amp it up toward the end. This one was hard pressed from the word go.
Yeah, I think pretty much said last week when I knew I was 40 points back, I have to pretty well throw the hammer at Croaky, and Croaky knows he's got to throw the hammer right back at me to keep me from doing something super dumb on him. And tonight, I mean, I did spin him, but I don't think that's the dumbest thing I've done all season long.
Well, it looked incredible. I got to call it like the local track. You know, you get that local track drama where two drivers are just out for it, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in like a hard racing, let's kind of get it drama kind of way. And tonight it showed up. Tonight felt like I was calling a race at the Lake Ozark Speedway again. So that was insane to watch and insane to see. And capitalize here though. P2 finish, a few spots over it, plus with the heat win. Those are some extra points. I know that you're trying to whittle away at some of this, but every point matters. And if you can steal a lot of points over the next 2 weeks, I know some might think it might be out of reach, but I mean, even with 12 drivers and with the amount of points that you can get for heats, a lot can happen.
Yeah, put it in perspective. I need to gain at least 18 points each race here in the next two. Somebody do the math. That is, I got to win both, and I got to win both heat races. That'd be 20 points, and then I got to find another 16 somewhere in between those.
Not impossible. Anything can happen. I mean, look at it today. That's kind of what I see here today. All right, Corey, you got a P2 finish tonight, and still a win, man. Still. I said I wanted to see what was going to happen here coming down to the wire, and it showed up, and it's delivering every aspect of it, my man. Give you shout outs. You got a P2 finish tonight, man.
Yeah, Fusion Setup Shop, Random Designs Paint Services, SRC Miller Racing, OSR Network, Striker out there. Church, good job on his, I believe that's his first win of the season here. He's coming here at Weedsport, so good for him. Geomax, a series sponsor, and you doing your thing up here too.
Mr. Bodnott, we will see you next week, man.
Yeah.
That's the man. He's going to come home P2 tonight. That's Bodnott, still trying to track down some extra points. And last but not least, the striker, the Strickland, the guy who is turned up the aggression level to 1,000. And I liked it. Mr. Strickland, tell me about your race. That was awesome.
That's the only way to drive today, dude. I mean, there was no traction. I asked the guys in the Discord, I was like, do you remember the last time we ran on a surface this beat up? And everybody's like, no. It is disgusting. It was just flipping and sliding, no traction anywhere, almost impossible to pass. The track's already tough as it is. Not a lot of racing room, to be honest with you. So you're going to beat and bang. Towards the tail end there, Corey tried to use me up. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, it's elbows out, just like one of my boys, McCaffrey says, elbows out. So let's figure out what we can do, and let's see if we can keep it clean enough to where we don't take out the whole field. We just battled there a little bit. I like that. I like the little back and forth with Corey. He's head and shoulders above my skill set when it comes to dirt, but it's good to be able to rub shoulders and beat and bang like that with some of these guys. I'm just super excited for Church. He's been waiting all season to get one of these wins. He finally got the W at probably one of our tougher surfaces. So congrats, Dub. Congrats to Corey. And top three it's almost like a win for me today. It was a hell of a race. It was fun, and sometimes you just got to turn up the aggression. Today was the day.
I liked it, and that's the way strikers should be driving. Let's face it. All right, when I've watched you from the first Xfinity series I ever called a race with you in, being able to get to the corners, being able to find drivers and find your advantage. When it hooks up and gets sent, it kind of transferred here. It's this old striker that I saw get out there and be able to put it to it and make it work. And what a race that was. And I think, barring a corner exit there on turn 2, you had a bigger shot at second here as well, even with 1 lap to go. The phenomenal, just phenomenal. You guys, it was great. And I told Church, I said, this thing just looks slick. And I know it was slick because, or it was snotty is what I called it. But it's because when I start seeing dust clouds and dust plumes, that I know this track's gone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a dirt aficionado, but I mean, I know slick when I see slick. If you can't put the power down and you're just slipping and sliding, you're running 30-40% throttle, then it's definitely slick. I mean, I was using brake just to get the car to turn and modulating the throttle to drive out, looking for any little crevice of, somewhere on the track where you could run. I tried the bottom. The top wasn't looking too good for me, so I just kind of stuck it to the bottom, and it was working pretty well there until Corey moved me off the bottom. But at that point, we started to bang doors. But I think it was a beneficiary of just I think the front 2 guys got collected, Croaky and Corey, so that allowed some of like me, Church, and I think the 26 was up there for at one point. We were all battling. So all in all, it was an awesome race. Track surface is actually kind of cool to race on surfaces like this. I don't usually run hard against all these guys. It's hard being an owner of the league and being aggressive. I don't generally like that mantra. But I mean, if you want to be successful in these dirt races, you got to put your elbows up every now and then. So today, I just wanted to make sure that Corey knew he's not just going to run over me. He's going to earn that position. He earned it today. Maybe next week, I can earn it from him. But good race all in all.
Kern County coming up. That's going to be the next one. And you can tell I'm looking at the folks. If you can see it, you see the sunsets, right? And how that reflection is happening right there. All of that reflection, that's all tire. That's pretty much what's happening. I think it looks like a straight glass coming at you. And what a great way to show and showcase toward the end what Stryker's talking about, what these drivers were talking about when it comes to the race surface and what's happening right there. You can see it, just the sheen of absolute nothingness that is left. That's what you see at your local dirt track when the thing gets worn out. It's just a lot of rubber buildup, and pretty much everything goes around. There's not much to it, and it's incredible to be able to do that. Mr. Stryker, the Strickland, Carino was out there rooting you on. So what did you bring home or win? But a podium is still, like you said, a win in this kind of series with the amount of aggressiveness that we saw today. And I called it racing drama because it felt like I was calling a short track race at my local short track here at the Lake Ozark Speedway.
We were having fun the whole time. At least me and Corey were, when we were beating on each other. There was no ill intent. It was just hard racing, right? We're trying to get the position on each other, beating and bagging just like it should. Hell of a time. I had a blast.
I call it drama, but it's not like the negative drama. This is racing drama. It's a wholly different kind of drama. It's not the Captain Mayhem, my BFF Becky just told me I'm an emotionally compromised teenager. No, it's not that kind of drama. It's the racetrack drama. It's the drama where you're beating and banging, you're putting the throttle down, you're trying to find that next piece of speed to show this guy, like you said, you're not going to run over me.
Yeah. I mean,
I've
moved over for Corey one too many times. Tonight wasn't the night. I mean, he still finished ahead of me, but he had to earn it. But moving forward, he's gonna know. He sees the 88 around. There might be some drama.
It was just barely about half a car length ahead of you. That's what I'm seeing when it comes to the interval. Mr. Strickland, the striker, the legend. Give your shout outs, brother.
Appreciate it. Robert Church, congratulations on your win. I know you've been waiting all year for this. You should have had multiple wins all year. You're a legend in the Chop Shop series. We appreciate you. Congrats to Corey, Nick, Matthew, Falcon, Anthony, Gary, Brad, Retchen, Wesley, Brian, everybody for showing up and racing this hard-ass surface that we did today, especially our league sponsor, Geomax. I know Connor wasn't able to race tonight. He kind of took a provisional. I hope he's out there watching, wishing he came and raced today. It was fun. Signature Esports, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and like to any broadcast he does. I think you're They're almost 7 days a week now. So make sure if you're not out there, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so and interact with this man's broadcasting. He is the best in the business if you haven't noticed already. Any fans or friends or family that's out there, we appreciate that. I know Karina's out there, which is crazy. She rarely does come out there and support me for the most part. She's usually beating me down for being on this rig too much. So thank you, baby, for being out there and wishing me luck. Unfortunately, probably not the right series to wish for a win when it comes to me, but I appreciate the kudos. I did push it harder because I saw you out there. So thanks again. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers this weekend. And we will see you tomorrow for playoff race number 2 with the trucks.
The Iowa's coming up. She says, I said, hey, thank you for, I told her thank you, of course, for joining on the Powder Puff race this past Friday. Since you guys had the Friday off, we chose that time to do that. She said she wouldn't mind running that again. I think, there it is. There's your end there, sir. It's awesome.
Dude, she's just as competitive as I am. She was so mad that she got clipped in that race, and she wanted to win so bad so she could say she came out on her first try and got a W. I was like, it's not going to happen. It's so hard. You have no idea. Some of these guys, I mean, look like Church. This is what, a race 20, and he finally just got his win. It's almost impossible to get some of these wins against these guys, but she did a heck of a job. I'm super proud of her. She's paying attention now. You know, before she thought it was a video game. Now she realizes it's a simulator. So maybe another Powder Puff racer get her excited, and we'll probably buy another rig.
There you go. That's the mindset to have. I mean, even Jess was the same way. So, you know, that was because that's the second Powder Puff race we've ever done, and this time she was. You talk about elbows up. I moved my sim rig upstairs for her, so that way she could run. And I mean, we went through the iRacing debacle there, where we had our signature esports account closed because our business name was on it instead of a driver name, so to speak. And so we've been spending time, you know, fighting that, but at the same time, I had to go rebuy the account to be able to get her to race, just to make sure that we could call the race and do all that. And I tell you what, she was ready to go, and I think everybody that was out there, I mean, it was kind of I say it was a small disadvantage, but to have Robin out there. But Robin is, you know, another female that wanted to get out there and race, and just said, you know, we want to get the community together and get these wives together and these kids, you know, the people who can't race or the people that aren't eligible to race or just don't, and get them connected to us. And that's what I like about it, is that now Karina can connect with you and in the sim world, and that was my ultimate goal all along. How cool is that?
Yeah, it worked. It worked on my end. She got a taste of it. She liked it. So even my daughter, my 9-year-old, said, "Hey, get me involved." So it's a family thing now. Yeah, it's a family thing now. It was an awesome experience for her, and I hope, you know, later on down the road we can help you put a couple more of those events up, because they definitely enjoyed it.
We plan on it. I just don't know what tracks to do next, because the super speedways have worked. I don't know about what if we put them in Martinsville, just let them go around. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to do there. We'll have to figure that one out. We'll all crunch some brains between all of us and figure that one out. But Striker, much love, man. Always a pleasure. Let's get with the fam, and congrats on the P3 finish. We'll see you tomorrow night at Iowa.
Thank you. Congrats, Robert Church. Good job, buddy.
That's Mr. Strickland, the Striker man, the legend, and that's all I wanted out of all of the racing that we've done and all the community events that we do. When it comes to iRacing, that is exactly what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a community. It's supposed to be everything that is. I mean, let's face it, folks. Gamers sometimes don't connect with their other half because it's their outlet, right? Well, if you can be inclusive, which is all that guys like, if Jesse came downstairs and Mrs. Signature and said, "Hey, I want you to show me Star Citizen, show me about Star Citizen," you know how excited I'd give her my chair and the whole thing, and say, "Here you go." It's thrilling, you know what I mean? And that's what's cool about it. And the same thing with iRacing, because I call races. I'm not as behind the rig as much as I used to, but I love calling the races because they're super thrilling to me. They're exciting. it gives me a dynamic to be different than what these drivers get out there and do. But the fact that Jess could get behind the wheel and experience that, and I get to call a race that she's in, that was the coolest that I've been able to be able to do, and it is super thrilling for me. And like everything else that we do, it is all about fam, and it's all about everything that's doing. Budgie, much love to you. I'm gonna say much love to you first. I know we're getting ready to end this thing, so but not to take away from it. This guy's a legend. He's standing next to the legend. Look at that. Church and a living legend. Mr. Richard Petty, side by side there for the number 5. The Knoxville, Iowa native is going to Iowa tomorrow night for the Chop Shop Racing Truck Series. Thank you to Geomax for being the sponsor of this series. Thank you to all of the Signature Esports sponsors. Thank you to all of our moderators, a.k.a. Budgie, Jess, and, of course, everybody that is out there that has helped give Signature Esports its absolute best start yet. Here's our channel alumni. Budgie, I'm going to add you to the champion section there because of all the cool stuff you've been doing in our Discord, or not Discord, in our, and you kind of silently assumed a role that I kind of just threw on you. And I want to thank you very much for just being out there and absolutely being there. You are hands down a thankless person and truly have the biggest heart of any person that we've seen in our chat. So Budgie, much love to you. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. And thank you so much for coming over, and thank you to Penguin for sharing you with me and being able to experience, it's kind of how this thing works, you know, to share the experience and share our community with everybody else. So thank you very much. Thank you to our channel alumni. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you to everybody that watches and supports, and regardless if you're here for 3 minutes or you're here for an hour, or you're here for the from intro music to outro music, much love to you. I appreciate you. Geomax will be back next week with Kern County, second to last race. Eldora will be the championship race the following week after that, and we're gonna have a whole lot happen. Actually, it's gonna be 2 weeks after that because we have to take Memorial Day weekend off. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be absolutely insane the next few weeks. Folks, we appreciate everybody being out there. And of course, and always, be good, be safe, be kind. Whatever is the most important thing. And as we say it, thank you to all the mothers out there. I know Mother's Day was yesterday, but if you haven't called your mother, or you haven't thought of your mother over this weekend, well, shame on you. So, all right, folks, we'll see you in the next one. Be safe.